Hello, it's Kathleen Littleton again with Cross Stitch Antiques. Today is July 31st, and as mentioned on social media, today I'm here to announce the release, at long last, of Julia Rachel de la Mare, the Guernsey Island sampler from the Channel Islands that many of you have been waiting for. So Julia will be released tomorrow, August 1st, at 10 a.m. Central Time on my website, which is www.crossstitchantiques.com. As you're spelling that out, there are 3 S's in a row. So make sure you do that way to access my website. It will be on the tab called 2025 Charts and Kits, and she'll be right up at the top. She retails for $28. We also have available a limited amount of kits with all the called for threads, which are beautiful and full of variety. They're over-dyed cottons. We have Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Art, and Classic Colorworks, and there's one DMC. Now the linen choices are available in 2 different colorways. The first one being 40 count Hemingway or 36 count Hemingway. We also have another kit available in Fox and Rabbit, Cactus Red, in 40 count or 36 count. Now the called for linen originally on my model was stitched with Mason linen button box medium dark. At the time this was released to the shop Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin a year ago tomorrow, Mason linen was readily available, and now it is not so. It is available some places, but I could not kit it up. And the Country Sampler also ran out of supply. So they substituted Hemingway for their kits, and that's what I'm doing, as well as adding an alternative, Cactus Red. Both of these colors are very, very similar to the model that I stitched it on, which I'll show you in a minute. Again, slightly different shades of Hemingway by Needle and Flax is on this side, and this is Cactus Red. But they both would look absolutely lovely with all the beautiful colors that Julia calls for. Now let's see the antique. Here we have Julia Rachel de la Mare. A beautiful Berlin work style sampler stitched by an 8-year-old girl in the year 1849. On either side of her cartouche are Guernsey lilies. In the center is a bouquet of flowers and leaves. To the left of this center is a lamb. It's the Lamb of God, which is an image of a cross above with a wreath around it, which is a motif representing the resurrected Jesus, Lamb of God. We then have a parrot up here with its beak missing, and the bird's head is actually facing towards the butterfly. So I, in my model, actually stitched one little cross to give it that beak that was missing. You can see from the antique there is a lot of thread loss as the border surrounds the entire sampler. The colors also change pretty inconsistently, if you can make sense of that. But the inner border is browns and oranges and yellows, and the outer border is roses and like a pink and peachy color, which sounds like a hodgepodge of colors, but believe it or not, put them all together and you have this glorious sampler. Over on this side, we have another beautiful bouquet. We have the bell flowers up at the top next to the butterfly, a little bird, and down at the bottom again, the lilies on either side of the cartouche. So here we have her antique. Again, an 8-year-old girl stitched this. She was whimsical in her choice of colors, and she did not follow a very regular pattern in her band around. So you do have to follow the chart very carefully. Now let me see if I can hold these up side by side. I stitched the model, like I mentioned, on 40 count. Button box, medium dark by Mason Linen. And again, if you look at the butterfly on the antique, there you go. The butterfly especially has a lot of thread loss. So I chose on my model to fill in what was missing on the butterfly from thread loss, but it's charted that way as well. And there's the two of them together. Okay. This sampler was really a very pleasant experience to stitch. It kept my interest. All the color changes were not tedious. They just added to the beauty. There are a lot of confetti stitches and color changes as well in the big bouquet. But let me hold up the two linen choices side by side so you can see what they look like compared to the called for. And if you are able to get the Mason linen, that would be great. But again, no worries. I think these two would also look just spectacular stitched as well. And I have seen many finishes of this on the Hemingway, and the Cactus Wren was something I had suggested because I do believe it also is a great match. Now, in terms of what the stitch count is, the stitch count is 220 by 231. On 40 count linen, it comes out to be 11 inches wide by 11.5 inches high, which is not very large of a sampler. And the stitches used are mostly cross stitch over 2. There is cross stitch over 1 in the cartouche and in that tiny flying bird up here next to the bluebells. All right, so again, it will be available tomorrow on my website starting August 1st at 10 a.m. Central Time as a chart and a limited amount of kits. After that, it's available through shops both in the US and internationally for those participating in the online needlework marketplace being held August 22nd to 25th, where shops internationally and in the US can obtain it for you. And after that, it will be released through my distributor, Hoffman Distributing Company and Yarn Tree, to shops internationally. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed Julia as much as I have, and I so appreciate all of your support and interest in her over the past year. And for those of you who have kitted her up already and have started her and even finished and framed her, I applaud you for your time you take with this beautiful reproduction. But most of all, I applaud little Julia, the little 8-year-old girl who stitched this so long ago. Until next time, stitch antiques. Bye now.